Everyone is racing to generate video with AI. Sora, Veo, Runway, all of it. But every single video on this channel is made a completely different way. I don't generate them, I write them, like code. Same as you would build a website. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the entire system, and you'll be able to grab the whole repo, every config, and start making your own. So let me show you how it actually works. Start with why. Generative video is genuinely impressive for about 5 seconds, but 3 things break the moment you try to ship real content. 1. Cost. You pay per second of output every single time you render. 2. Control. You prompt, you hope, you re-roll, and you still can't pin an exact word, an exact color, an exact layout. 3. Length. Try making a clean 9-minute explainer with consistent branding and narration synced to the frame. A video model simply can't. It hands you pixels. What you actually need is a system that hands you a video. So the core idea is this: the video is a program. The engine is Remotion, a framework that renders React, plain HTML and CSS, into real video frames, one frame at a time. Every scene is a component. Every animation is just a function of the current frame number. If you can build a web page, you can build a video. The browser you're looking at right now is, in a sense, the render engine. And building it this way buys you the 3 things generation can't. It's deterministic. The same code renders the exact same output every time, forever. It's controllable. Every pixel, every word, every millisecond of timing is yours. And it's cheap. Once the code exists, a render is just your own machine doing math. There's no per-second meter running. The AI tokens get spent up front, writing and refining the code, not burned again on every export. That is what makes long-form actually viable. Let me make that concrete. Take a single scene. It's just a function that returns some elements: a headline, a card, a label, laid out like any web page. The animation? You ask for the current frame number and you turn it into motion. Fade this in over 12 frames. Slide that one up, ease it. Remotion runs that function once per frame and captures the result. 30 of those a second becomes video. There's no timeline to drag and no keyframes to babysit, just code that describes what each moment should look like. Zoom out, and the whole system is one pipeline with 4 stages. An idea becomes a script, the script drives asset generation, the assets get composed in Remotion, and the composition renders to a finished file. Idea, assets, composition, render. Let's walk each stage, staying high level. It begins with a script, and not a loose idea, an actual file, scene by scene, with the on-screen text, the narration, and the timing already mapped in frames. Before a single asset exists, a refinement pass attacks the hook and the title from 5 angles until the opening earns attention. From that point on, the script is the single source of truth. Every later stage points back to it. Change a scene, you change the script first, and then everything else follows. Then the assets, and this is where AI shows up, just not how you'd expect. The narration you're hearing is ElevenLabs, generated as one continuous take so the tone never drifts between scenes. Illustrations and backgrounds come from an image model. Cinematic B-roll comes from a video model, Higgsfield. And real web pages get captured deterministically, so a screenshot looks identical on every frame. But here's the trick that ties it together. Every generator is driven by a tiny config file, a manifest. The manifest is the source of truth, not the media, which means any asset can be regenerated, swapped, or re-rolled by editing one line of JSON. And the heavy files never even live in the repo. Now it gets composed. There's a shared library of branded building blocks, headings, cards, badges, motion, all following one style guide. So every video inherits the same look automatically. The same ink black canvas, the same single accent color, depth built from light instead of drop shadows. Nobody redesigns from scratch. And the timing isn't guessed. The code measures each narration clip and sizes its scene to match, so the visuals always stay locked to the voice. Edit the script, regenerate the voiceover, and the whole timeline refits itself. And because it's all code, iterating costs almost nothing. Don't like a line of narration? Change the script, regenerate just that one clip, and the scene refits itself. Want the sound effects quieter? That's one number. A different voice? One line. Then you re-render in minutes on your own machine for free. I rebuilt this channel's last video 5 times over, swapping the voice, tuning the mix, and never paid a generation fee once. Try doing that with a video model. It's also engaging by default. There's a sound design layer, whooshes, ticks, impacts, pulled from a reusable cue library and fired on the exact frame of the motion they punctuate. There are motion primitives and scene transitions for the macro cuts. And there's a pacing system that decides when to hold on a hard idea and when to move fast through setup. The point isn't more effects, it's that sound and motion land on meaning. That is the difference between a slideshow and something that feels alive. Here's what makes it a system instead of a one-off. It's a single workspace that produces many videos. The shared engine, components, scripts, style guide, config, lives in one place and gets reused for everything. Each individual video's content lives on its own isolated branch, and all the heavy generated media is kept out of the repo entirely. So the engine stays clean, the repo stays small, and you build the hard part exactly once. After that, a new video is mostly a new script and a render. So here's what's actually in the repo. The whole engine, the Remotion setup, the shared component library, the style guide tokens. Every generator, voiceover, images, B-roll, screenshots, sound effects, wired and ready to run. The workflow that turns an idea into a finished render. And this project itself, as a working example you can take apart. It is not a tutorial you watch once and forget. It's the actual system, clonable, that you point at your own ideas. And that's the proof right in front of you. This entire video, the narration, the motion, the diagrams, every transition, the timing, was built by exactly the system I just described. No camera, no editor, no video generator, just code that learned how to move. If you want all of it, the full repo, every config, the components, and the scripts, it's linked in the description. Clone it and start building your own. Full breakdowns on the channel, follow for more, and I'll see you in the next one.